All right, let's talk about outdoor security cameras. Picking one for 2025 should be easy, right? But it's really not. The options are just, they're smarter and way more powerful than ever before. So what do you actually need? Are you looking for a big, powerful deterrent? Or maybe a super flexible wireless system? Or maybe something that just slots right into your smart home setup? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this, you're gonna know exactly which one is for you. Okay, so you start looking and bam, you're just hit with this wall of specs and tech jargon, right? It's a lot. But here's the thing. The secret to picking the right one isn't buried in those spec sheets, not really. It's all about the philosophy behind the camera. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna forget the long, boring feature lists, and instead, we're gonna focus on what each of these cameras is really, truly built to do. Yeah, so forget that dry list. We're gonna frame this as a choice between three totally different approaches. Think of them like characters. First, we've got the Power Player, which is all about maximum deterrence. Then there's the Flexible Pro for total absolute convenience. And finally, the Smart Hub for that perfectly connected smart home. Let's dive in and figure out which one of these is calling your name. All right, first up to the plate is our Power Player, the Ring Floodlight Cam Wired Pro. And listen, this thing isn't just a camera. No way. It's a statement. It's designed to be seen, to be noticed, and to really make its presence known. So at its very core, Ring's whole philosophy is about one thing: active deterrence. It's not built to just sit there and record a problem happening. Nope. It's designed to stop it dead in its tracks with those crazy bright floodlights and a really loud siren. You can seriously think of it like a high-tech guard dog bolted right to your wall. And wow, the tech that's powering all this muscle, it's seriously impressive. I mean, beyond that super crisp 2K video, you get something called 3D motion detection and bird's eye view. And what that does is it literally maps out the exact path someone takes on your property on an aerial map, so you know precisely where they went. It's kind of like having your own personal security command center right there on your phone. So who's this really for? Well, if you want the most powerful, most visible deterrent you can get your hands on, and you're okay with a hardwired installation, which, might mean calling an electrician, then the Ring is absolutely your champion. It is built for maximum, undeniable impact. Okay, next contender, this is our Flexible Pro, the Arlo Pro 5. Now, if Ring is all about that brute force, Arlo is the complete opposite. It's all about strategic, super adaptable coverage, a totally different approach. Arlo's big promise is actually pretty simple. No compromises. You're getting that same amazing, high-quality 2K resolution that the big wired cameras have, but, and this is a big but, you have the freedom to put it literally anywhere you want. No cables. This is a total game changer, especially for renters or, anyone who just cringes at the idea of drilling holes in their house. And the value you're getting here is just huge. I mean, it's not just one camera. This system comes with 4 of them right in the box. That's enough to cover your whole property from day one. You get that sharp 2K video with HDR, which just means you'll see clear details in super bright spots and dark shadows, plus you get amazing color night vision. And it's all held together by dual-band Wi-Fi, which just makes for a much more stable connection. So what's the verdict here? Look, Arlo is perfect for you if you're a renter or if you just want to cover your whole property without drilling a single hole. The only real trade-off for all that flexibility, you just got to remember to recharge the batteries every few months. Honestly, that's a pretty small price to pay for this kind of freedom. And last but not least, our final contender, the Smart Hub. This is the Google Nest Cam. In this camera, it's not just about security. It's about intelligence. It's about fitting perfectly, seamlessly into the rest of your digital life. Let's be real. If your home is already running on Google Assistant, the Nest Cam is an absolute no-brainer. It was literally designed from the ground up to work perfectly inside that Google Home ecosystem. It's sleek, it's minimalist, and it's just as happy watching over your living room as it is watching your driveway. The real magic of the Nest Cam is its brain. The smart alerts are they're brilliant. They're so good at telling you what's actually happening, so you're not getting a notification every single time a cat wanders by or a tree branch sways in the wind. It knows the difference between a person, an animal, and a car, and that cuts down on those annoying false alarms like you wouldn't believe. So at the end of the day, if you really value that smart automation and you're already living in the Google ecosystem, Nest is going to give you the smoothest experience, hands down. The main trade-off, it's resolution. It's a really sharp 1080p for sure, but it's not the 2K that its rivals are offering. So it really is a choice between having the sharpest eyes or the smartest brain.
Okay, so we've met all the players. Now it's time for the main event. Let's put them head to head so you can see exactly side by side how they stack up.
And here it is, all laid out. You can see the trade-offs crystal clear right here. If you want the absolute highest resolution, you're looking at either Ring or Arlo. When it comes to power, you've got a choice, the wired-in power of Ring or the pure convenience of batteries with Arlo and Nest. And that key feature, it really just comes down to what you care about most. Is it brute force deterrence? Is it total wire-free coverage? Or is it that slick, smart automation? Okay, let's boil it down even further. You want a camera that practically screams, you are being watched? You want Ring. Simple as that. You want to cover every single corner of your property with awesome video quality and absolutely zero wires? Then you want Arlo. And if you want a camera that talks to your smart speaker and actually thinks before it sends you an alert, well, then you want Google Nest. All right, so by now you've probably got one of these cameras in your head. You're leaning one way or the other. But hang on, before you go and hit that buy button, let's just quickly run through a final buyer's checklist to make sure you're 100% ready to go. Just 4 quick things to check. First, make sure you're getting at least a 1-year warranty. Don't settle for less. Second, keep an eye out for bundles. A lot of times you can get extra batteries or mounts thrown in. Third, and this sounds silly, but it's so important, actually measure the spot where you plan to install it. And finally, number 4, please review the monthly costs. All of these cameras really unlock their best features, like storing video in the cloud with a subscription plan. So just make sure you factor that into your budget. And so, that brings us right back to the big question we started with. Who are you going to trust to guard your front door? Will it be the Power Player, the Flexible Pro, or the Smart Hub? You know, the right choice really is the one that fits your home, and more importantly, your whole philosophy on security. Hey, thanks so much for joining me for this showdown.